So this is a Swift Archway Maidwell. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake will demonstrate in person here on site. Obviously if you've towed before, then you can have a general idea of how this all works already. In the front locker you've got your spare wheel, leg winder brace, and then you've got your two gas bottle tie downs on the far side there with your gas regulator up on the bulkhead. The caravan doesn't come supplied with the gas pipe work from the gas regulator to the bottles or the gas or the battery either. Outside the van you've got your trim heating and hot water flue, very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe. Then you've got two wind down legs, one on either side at the front of the caravan to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You've then got your water pump connection, which I'm going to grab from the inside of the caravan and I'll show you how that connects. And that needs to drop down inside the aqua roll to allow the water system to be filled up. So as you can see, we've got the water pump connected now, blue trigger on the back, which you pull back and push when you push it into the van, and then release it so it locks in place, and the pickup pipe will drop inside the aqua roll itself. Like I said, the battery doesn't come with the caravan, we've just got one on there to demonstrate everything is working. Then you've got your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan, and behind the mains power lead you've also got your motor mover power switch, which will take you through while you're here on site. Motor mover and wheel nuts, like I said, we'll demonstrate that while you're here on site, but we'll torque the wheel nuts so you can see they've been tightened correctly prior to the caravan leaving. Then you've got your two grey waste pipes, so you've got your fresh water that goes in the front, and you've got your two waste pipes here that come out the side of the van, two bits of grey pipe go into the larger diameter holes and they'll drop down inside the waste master. Toilet flush tank next, so you put your pink toilet chemical in there and 3.5 litres of water to make sure the toilet flush is the correct. So you put one capful of the pink in just so it gives it a fragrance flush and cleans the bowl, because you can't use bleach on the plastic toilets in the vans. In the bottom you've got the toilet waste cassette. Pull up the handle and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here will turn out 90 degrees and tip the waste away. Then you've got an orange pressure relief button on the cassette, so when you tip the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In that cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a capful of the blue fluid prior to use. On the back of the van you've got your two wind down legs to stabilise the caravan while you're on site. As you're coming down the door side of the caravan you've got your storage lockers for underneath the bunks at the rear. You've got your two fridge vents to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit so it doesn't get too warm behind there. 3-pin sockets, storage for underneath the front seating area, your barbecue gas point and your last wind down there. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. Above the door, as you... Sorry about that, almost fell over there. As you come into the caravan, just above the door, you've got your control panel for the van. So as you can see, leisure charging, 13.7 volts. The control panel is currently turned on. So down the bottom right hand side here, you've got the power on and off button. Hit the button, blue light comes on to say the power is working and all is turned on. Awning light, top left hand side here. You've then got your dimming lights, which are above the front cabinets here. And if you want to change the brightness of those, you'll see down here it says 50. You can actually use the arrow here to adjust the brightness of them lights above the cabinet. Then got your interior lights, which if they're all turned on will all come on at the same time. Then you've got your water pump running down the bottom here. If you use the arrows to come through here, you've got heater settings, system settings, telling you what alarm system or what alarm sergeant system it's got on board, and then back to your leisure charging facilities as well. So what we're going to do next is show you how to fill the water system up. So we've got the aqua roll connected on the outside, and underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan you will see that you have your yellow drain down valve for the water system on board the van. So when that valve is flat with the floor as it is now, that will allow you to fill the water system up. If you push that valve upwards, so the ripple part on the end there, push it upwards, it'll actually allow you to drain the water system down. And you'll need to do that when you are storing the caravan or for winter storage. Just before we go on to filling the system up, we've got inside the door here a list of what all the 12 volt fuses is for, and we've also got a list of what the 230 trip switches is for. And underneath the seat, if you lift the cushions up here, you'll find your main control box of the caravan. Underneath that flap there, you'll see you've got your 12 volt fuses. You've got a master shutdown for all the 12 volt and 240 systems on board the van. And on the opposite side here, you've got a charger main control button and the heating and hot water main power button. Both of these need to be turned on, and then you've got your reverse polarity for when you're in some foreign countries. Underneath the black panel at the end here, you'll see it says mains 230 protection, and that is where your household style trip switches are. So to fill the system up, you're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. So you're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the system, as you can see here. I've already started filling the system up. So taps open, that'll be every tap on board the caravan on the hot position. You're then going to turn your water pump on above the door. Once the system's full, you'll have water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan. As you can see, now we've got water running out of every tap. We can shut all of the taps back off. That will take 4 or 5 minutes to get the water through the system, and we do advise once you've got the water system full that you refill your aqua roll, and that will then give you a full amount of water. And then we advise you keep an eye on the water level. Keep an eye on the water level just so it doesn't run out of water at all, because if it does, you'll have to re-bleed the whole system. So above the door here, on the left hand side, you've got your control panel for the heating and hot water. Now first of all, I'm going to turn this off. So you need to press and hold the central button. I'm just going to turn it off. And you need to make sure this is turned off every time prior to turning off the control panel on the right hand side. So you notice it's got off on the screen at the moment. When the screen goes blank, that is when you can then turn off the master control panel on this side, or the power switch underneath the seat. If you don't turn it off in the correct way, then it will put this into an error mode, which you can reset in the control panel. So once the control panel's gone blank, it can take a couple of minutes for it to do this. You can actually then press the central button to turn it back on. And you'll notice the screen comes up with several icons across the top here. I'm not actually going to go through these ones at the bottom. For these ones at the bottom, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan, as they are the advanced settings, and if I tried to explain them in the video, it'd probably take me a couple of hours to complete. So, first symbol you're going to see flashing here is the room temperature. We're going to hit the central button when that is flashing, and then we're going to use this dial in the centre here that you can spin either left or right to control the room temperature. To set the room temperature, hit the central button, and that is the temperature set. We're going to next, when we've got the icon flashing here, spin the dial to the right and come across to the water temperature. Hit the central button again, and you've got the option of eco, hot, or boost for the hot water system. At the moment, we're not going to have that on because we've got the heating on, trying to keep it warm for you when you arrive on site. But to set that, like I said, you just hit the central button, and it will allow you to control the water temperature on board the van. Spin the dial to the right again, and you can select the power source you want to use for powering your heating and hot water. So hit the central button, and you've got the option of gas on its own, and if it fails to ignite on gas, it will warn you on the screen. Mix 1, which is a combination of gas and 1000 watts of electric at the same time. Mix 2, which is a combination of 2000 watt mains and gas at the same time. Electric 1, which is 1000 watts of electric on its own, and electric 2 is 2000 watts of power on its own. Now the electric source is this, the electric amount, so either 1 or 2000 watts, will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you set it to. We do advise you ask the site office when you arrive on your holiday to what they advise you can run the heating on. You have got, next up, the fan speed for the caravan. Now the heating is already warm on board the caravan at the moment, so we could, if we wanted to, put it onto the boost mode. However, we're just going to leave it on eco. We do advise when it's warming up the heating system that you leave it on eco for a good hour or so, then you can put it onto the boost to allow the caravan to warm up quicker. Thing is, if you put it onto boost, as soon as you turn the heating on, it doesn't give the elements time to warm up inside the heater, and obviously cold air will cool them down quicker than it will allow it to warm. So that's your heating and hot water. Like I said, always turn that control panel off prior to turning off the main control panel. The next thing we're going to go to is the fridge. To turn the fridge on, you're going to press the power button on the top left hand side here. And as you can see at the moment, we're running on 240 mains, hence why this is lit up blue. We're going to use the temperature control on the right hand side to control the temperature of the fridge. The more amount of bars you lit up, the colder the fridge will be. If we hit the gas option, the fridge will self-ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite on gas, it will start flashing the blue flame symbol here, and also the red warning triangle on the right hand side. we do advise when you first turn on the gas, you ignite the hob first, because the cooker is the last point on the gas system. So once you got gas through to the hob, grill and oven, etc., the rest of the van should have gas through to it also. Next up is the 12-volt mode for when you are towing. Now what you'll notice is at the moment that's flashing away, and that's telling me there is no power source coming from the car we are towing with. So it will not work off the 12-volt battery on board the caravan as a call box. It is only from the 12-volt source on the car. On gas, again, I should have said, sorry, you can control the temperature of the fridge on this button. For the 12-volt mode, the call box mode essentially, there is no control for the temperature. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances. The last thing we're going to go through is the toilet system in the bathroom. So, very simple to use, electric flush on top. Press the button on top here, that'll allow the toilet to flush. You've got a red indicator light here that will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself actually turns for your convenience, as you can see here. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from the caravan, we do advise that you have the toilet back in the central position. And when you're done, when you're using the toilet, sorry, you can have it in the open position. So you push it across to the right hand side, this grey flap. Then when you're done with the toilet, shut it back up into this central position, and you'll also need it in that position when you are removing the toilet waste cassette from the side of the caravan. One thing a lot of people ask with the Swift caravans is, where is the light switch for the bathroom? You'll notice just down the side here, got the light switch. Turn it on down the side there and the lights will come on. So that is the Swift Archway Maidwell. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thanks again. Bye bye.